Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Last episode we did the setup for our game here, and now we can finally start playing. We start in the abandoned mining facilities scenario, then the game was pretty much set up with just the default medium difficulty with a heavily edited crew. First thing I do these days when starting a new game in any game is to save out the game just in case. I rarely use these starting saves, but I like the idea that I have a backup available just in case I do something absolutely horrible in the beginning of the game. Saves me the trouble of having to redo the setup. Now we're going to equip the weapons. So we draft everyone except Indy and Tonya and set the crew to pick up the weapons. In this scenario, the weapons are located in this particular storage. Adar will get the shotgun and everyone else will pick up a pistol. Once everyone has a weapon, we will send them off to the shuttle and they will explore the derelict we have on this system. In the base, Tonya can start farming. We're going to stay here a few days, so we're going to need food. We might as well use the grow beds we currently have in the base. I have not done the math on how much everything we need, so I'm just gonna go with a gut feeling I have. We will see the proper numbers later on. Plus, we cannot do artificial meat right away, so we will not be meeting the optimal food amounts anyway with these grow beds we currently have. We can also already set up the recycler to recycle all the scrap we will be getting from the derelict. The mining facility also starts with a metal refinery, assembler, and a composter. This can be handy later on when we return here. Not much use for them right now. However, the water purifier should be set to turn mined ice into water. Our shuttle has docked to MFS NIGHTHAWK, so we can start exploring the ship. Now, in the future, I will probably cut these exploration bits out and just show the highlights in these videos. I will post the fights separately on another playlist if people want to see them. I try to make sure everyone is crouched while defending their position. I don't know if this will make our crew harder to hit, but I'll take whatever benefits I can if possible. And we have bots in this ship. I'm not a fan of these. Long-range attacks mean we might get wounds here. Aliens with their melee attacks would have been easier for my crew to handle. And this is the point where I realized that Leyton does not have a gun. So he's fighting melee with his fists against bots that go boom when they die. This is really not a high point in my gaming history, and sadly this is also not the lowest point either. With the two bots down, Leyton is very badly injured, so I'm sending him back to the base to get some medical attention. The rest of the boarding party will have to defend themselves as they explore the ship. Luckily, there are no more bots on this derelict, so no more injuries were sustained. Still, two bots caused a huge amount of injuries to Leyton. This battle did not go well. I would like to say that mistakes happen, but if you've watched my previous run, you know that this is not the first time this thing has occurred. This is not the first time I forgot to check that everyone has a weapon equipped. Despite the mistake, we have the MFS NIGHTHAWK secured. It is time to start scrapping it and transferring all the salvage from there. It will give us some resources for building our new ship. Now, with the derelict taken care of, Calvin can start mining the asteroids we have on this sector. Back in the base, I had completely forgotten Leyton. I did not free him from the draft fast enough, and as such, he is now lying unconscious on the floor next to the shuttle. So I need to draft someone and make sure he's brought to a medical bed. His condition is quite critical, and there is a chance that he might die to the injuries. Leyton got these injuries: a burn wound, an open wound, so he's still bleeding out, 3 wounds, 11 wounds, 5 blast injuries, So it will take him some time to recover, which means one less worker in the team. I honestly consider save scamming, but I didn't do it in the end. One crew setting I had not touched previously was the priorities. Indie, maintenance, industry, and logistics down to the default setting. Magic has the highest priority, and the research following next to that, so that Indie can do medic stuff first, and if that's not something that can be done, so no one is in the med bay, Indie can do research. Adair, logistics priority to the highest priority. Calvin, increase mining to highest priority. And editor's note, I should take down industry one step. We want Calvin to mine if that job is available and do everything else next. Leyton, industry and maintenance priorities down to high and logistics down to default. Navigation should have the highest priority. Rosia, I didn't do any changes to priorities, and Tonia, industry down to high and logistics down to default. Finally, I also started building the ship. I started with a hull size of 14 × 40 to give me some space to build. It is now day 3 and we have just finished the spaceship airlock. Next to the airlock, we want to have a storage area so that the airlock can be quickly freed up when we salvage ships. The less time we have to spend moving things around, the more we can get done in the game. I'm going to start with an X2 system core, so we will have some upgrading room available. The F area of the ship will be blocked as an industrial zone. The engines and all the industrial equipment will be placed there. It is day 5 and we have built the research lab, so it is time to set up our research. I want to have solar panels as soon as possible, as that means less strain on our power systems. We also want the X1 power generator so that we will stop burning energium. That means we need a lot more industry, energy refinery, assemblers to produce parts, metal refinery to make steel plates, and all kind of stuff. We also need to keep the crew happy, so the jukebox needs to be done as soon as possible to avoid mental breaks. Medical beds are also needed so that we can recover from injuries, and then we also need grow beds so that we can grow our own food. Our final top 5 research order is this. Power capacity nodes, so that we can get to the second one, the solar panels, then we need botany, then botany 2, and then finally jukebox. On the ship design, we have crew quarters in the middle section of the ship. The bridge and the dining/R&R room are in the fore of the ship. Next to the airlock and connect to the dining area will be the shuttle bay. We have perfectly working shuttles in our base, so we are picking those to our ship. No need to spend resources in building new ones. This design ensures that after everyone has had their breaks, they can have easy access to the shuttles and the bridge. Granted, the industry section in the aft is a bit far, but hopefully that will not become too much of an issue. We are still far from getting out of this sector, but we have all the necessities built on the ship. So I want Indy to move into the new ship. That will hopefully increase the amount of research she can do per day. The more research we can do, the better. And we skip to day 24, where everyone is on our new ship, HSS Illuck, and we are ready to move to the next sector in this solar system. So, Leyton, fire up the engines and get us out of here. We will be back though. Eventually, we're going to return here with resources we have gathered, and once we have processed them, we will dismantle the station itself for even more resources. As we leave this place, we will be abandoning the station and the ships we have in the hangar. And as our ship leaves, I bid you farewell for the time being. Thank you for watching and I hope you've enjoyed. Bye for now.